Okay, we're getting ready. I'm about to catch first, and I'm just gonna tell you what I'm feeling, what's going through my mind. I'm about to catch 5 out of the 8. Okay. At 3 out of the 8, I would like to see Cooper catch more.
Okay, if you're trying to wonder, it looks like he only got 1. Looks like he got 1.
Three.
We'll just rewatch the footage for this, but we'll see. All right, so I gotta catch 2 footballs. I mean, quite honestly, this is gonna be a piece of cake, baby. Let's go. All right, I got 3, baby. 3. He got 1. So I win challenge 1. I get challenge 1. It's off to challenge 2. Let's go.
Okay, so this challenge, this one was a secret, so we said that the second one was going to be a power challenge, which is coming up. That's grand finale. So right now is a top secret challenge, which you're going to find out now. It's a punt challenge. We're going to punt 8 footballs, and we're going to take 7 out of the 8 away. So the furthest of our punts is the only one that counts. And we're going to keep whoever punts the furthest from punt wins. And Cooper's winning 3-1. So he won the first challenge. And it's first to 2, it's best out of 3. Okay? So if Cooper wins this challenge, it's over. And if I win the challenge, we go to the tire toss. Let's go.
All right. Let's see what you got.
2, 1.
Oh. This is awful. I can do so much better than you. It's like you never plotted this thing before. Oh. So folks, that was very interesting right there. Colton, He's not a punter, but he had one that I'm going to have to, for sure, watch out for. Because if I punt it too far, it'll go into the end zone. Or if I don't punt it enough, it won't get to where I need it to go. So, all right, let's go see where Colton hit it. Colton, his farthest ball is like at the 1 yard line. So, let's see what I got. So Colton wins round 2, meaning we are going to the tire throwing competition, folks. It should be good. Here we go.
We're at the third challenge. This is the tire challenge. I've already told you about this. We have to stand right there. You see where all the bricks are? Then we're at the stand. And guess where we're throwing? Oh, big boy over here. Mr. Throwy Tire. So we stand right there. We throw. Most throws wins. And this is winner go home for both of us. Let's go.
No, it didn't go in. It spit back out. No. A little low, but oh.
Okay, I got 2 in the hole. Well, technically 1.
Only 1.
But it's controversial. But anyway, it's Cooper's turn. And it's starting.
I gotta get 2, and I win. If I get 2, I win. So let's go, baby!
Let's go.
Hello everybody, as you saw in this video, I take the crown for Football Skills Challenge, so there we go. And so, of course, next time we have our Basketball Skills Challenge, and we got some more challenge videos coming for you. And don't forget, we have some other videos coming out also. So please, like and subscribe to our channel, and hope you have a great day! Hello, everybody. My name is Cooper Naylor, and welcome to the first edition of Cooper Naylor Reports. Tonight, I am interviewing Heather Anderson. I will now let her tell you more about herself.
Hi, I'm Heather Anderson, and I live in Alabama, North Alabama. I claim Decatur is where I live, but I technically live in Cleveland Springs, Alabama, which is a little place in Lawrence County. I work at a doctor's office in the daytime, and I am a theater director and actress at night. I have a theater company, Curtain and Lights Theater Company, and we are in our 9th season right now, and starting in the fall we will start our 10th anniversary season, which is going to be incredible. I'm very excited about it.
Okay, so now that we know who you are, tell the viewers about, I guess you've already kind of gone through about being a director and actor and everything, so I guess the question now is, how long have you been acting?
I have been acting, it will be 18, wait, is that right? 18 years? Oh gosh. Yes, 18 years in August. My first show was The Sound of Music at the Princess Theater in Decatur, Alabama, and it was in 2002, and fell in love with it. So 18 years acting.
All right, how long have you been a director for Curtain and Lights Theater Company?
For Curtain and Lights, for 9 years. I did direct a few things for my church. Before that, I directed the drama for 2 of the children's musicals, and I directed our Good Friday service 1 year. And but for Curtain and Lights, 9 years.
Okay, what inspired you to become an actor and a director?
Well, for an actor, I remember definitely being about 3 years old, watching the Music Man movie, The Music Man, which is a musical, and watching the musical Annie with Carol Burnett. And when I saw Carol Burnett play Miss Hannigan, I was like, that is what I want to do. I just wanted to be like her and do what she was doing. And I just love the singing and dancing. And when I was little, I also would act out with my grandmother the I Love Lucy shows. And I was Lucy and my grandmother was Ethel, and we would act them out whenever I would go down to their house. And so it's something that I've always enjoyed doing, is acting. And I would act out movies and TV shows and everything. I would write scripts for my brothers and cousins and friends. At that time, I was not a good director. They would all quit within like 5 minutes. but yeah, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And when I saw the first live play I ever saw was The Music Man, and I'd watched the movie for a while. And when I saw that on stage and all those people performing live, and I was 3 at the time, and my mom said that I just sat there, just watched, like I didn't get noisy or anything. I just sat there and just was in awe of what I was seeing. And when that was over, I told my mom, I was like, that's what I want to do. And so it's been a lifelong dream to be an actor. And as far as a director, I really, once I got into theater, I didn't really think that much about directing. But then probably, about 11 or 12 years ago, most of the theater companies in Decatur all shut down at the same time, around the same time. People moved, people got different jobs, and so they had to shut down the theater companies. And so there wasn't any theater for a while. And so I really, I missed it. Everybody missed it. And so it was kind of one of those things that's like, okay, well, if there's not any theater, then I can do it. I went to college and got a degree in theater, and was assistant director on a lot of those shows in college. And so I knew how to direct. And so I just was like, well, I'll start a theater company and I'll direct. And so, and since then, I have just fallen in love with directing. I love every aspect of it, from casting to rehearsals to finally seeing the final, product performed is just so gratifying and so exciting to be a part of.
What was your favorite play you have been a part of?
Oh, that's a hard one, because there's parts that I love about each one of them. Probably my favorite show that I've done. I kind of have like sections of my favorite things. My my favorite production to act in would probably be Annie, Get Your Gun. That was just fantastic. I mean, we had the fantastic cast, which you two know that because y'all were in it. The story was great. It was so much fun to do. It was the first time I'd ever had a title role to play. So that was a huge challenge. And the entire cast, we all rose to that challenge and went far beyond what I had even hoped for that show. So that one was the most fun, like, character to play. The most meaningful play that I've done would be two of them, The Diary of Anne Frank and The Miracle Worker. The Diary of Anne Frank is, of course, about Anne Frank and her family hiding from the Nazis during World War II, and which I played Margot Frank, her older sister. And then The Miracle Worker I did at the Helen Keller birthplace in Tuscumbia, Alabama. And I played her aunt, Aunt Ev. And that was an absolutely incredible experience to be at her house performing the show about her life, and to have people from all over the world come to see you perform this show at Ivy Green was, just the most incredible thing and experience that I've ever had on stage. And The Diary of Anne Frank was very similar to that as well, because we performed it, and then the Jewish Federation of North Alabama came to us and wanted us to do an encore performance at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, UAH, for the Holocaust Remembrance Day. So those three are my top three. So not just one, but there's three.
All right. I understand that your company, Curtain and Lights Theater Company, has another play coming up. What is
Yes,
the play you'll be doing?
We are going to be doing the Alabama premiere of Little House on the Prairie, the musical.
All right. When will you be showing Little House on the Prairie?
It will be in August. It will be August 6th, 7th, and 8th of 2020 at the Princess Theater Center for Performing Arts in Decatur, Alabama.
All right. So you've already answered one of the questions I was going to ask you about the location. So, what are some of the characters in the play?
The characters, it's very much based on the books, the Little House on the Prairie books. So you have the Ingalls family, which is Ma and Pa Ingle. You have Mary, the oldest daughter, Laura, who wrote the series, wrote the books, and that the story focuses on. And then her little sister, Carrie, is in it. And then, of course, you have Nellie Olson, who is the ultimate villain. And you have her and her brother, Willie, and their dad is in the musical. Now, unfortunately, Mrs. Olson, the mom that was in the TV show, is not in the musical, but you still have Nellie, so you've got plenty of of evilness there. And but you know, she's good at heart. She just is very jealous. But and then you have Almanzo Wilder, who marries Laura. They get married, and then you have, those are the main characters, and then there's a whole bunch of townspeople and people at the schools, for the School for the Blind, that Mary goes to, and the school that Laura teaches at, and so there's lots of roles for all ages.
What inspired you to do this show over other shows?
This is a show that, well, every time, kind of the process I go through in picking a show, is I research lots of different shows. I go to the publishing companies' websites that license the shows, and I look through and see what shows they have that we could do, and I slowly start eliminating ones just by kind of just different criteria. But how I came across this show was several years ago. I found a video on YouTube of some clips from the national tour of Little House on the Prairie. They had done it on tour back in 2008, 2009. And I saw some clips from it, and it was awesome. I mean, the music's beautiful. The costumes were great. The national tour starred Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura on the TV show. She played Ma Ingalls in the tour. And so it was just it looks so much fun. And it's a piece that everybody knows. Everybody knows either the TV show or the books or both. And so when so a few years ago, I wanted to do the show, but I couldn't, the rights weren't available. So last March, the Broadway licensing company released the rights to the show. And so as soon as I saw that, I was like, we are going to do this show. I'm not sure when, but we're going to do it. And so last year, well, really, since Annie Get Your Gun, I've been looking at Little House on the Prairie. I've been looking at other musicals, and just felt like Little House was a good show to as we branch out to the Princess Theater. It's a good show that people will know. It'll be familiar, and it'll be a good family piece to start our career at the Princess Theater with.
All right. Thank you for your time, Miss Heather. I am so happy we got to do this interview, and really happy that our viewers got to see us on camera to promote this play and get to know you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks to all of our viewers. And do you have anything else?
I hope that if you're an actor and you like to act and sing and dance, and you're interested in auditioning and you're in the North Alabama area, go to our Facebook page and look at auditions. Auditions this time are going to be online due to the coronavirus, but the show must go on, and the show will go on. So I hope you audition, and if you're not into acting, maybe you'll come see the show in August. We'd love to have you.
That is all for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I guess that'll do it for us today. Thank you and goodbye. And with that, thank you for joining us today here on Savor Broadcast Network. Wanted to come on because it is 10:25 and wanted to give you a little announcement about our plans for today's stream. So, coming up in about 35 minutes, I will be going to my other studio area. So, basically right now, I am running the stream for Colton right now. He'll join us in just a while. And then what is going to happen is I will take you the next hour
So that's the plan. So for right now, we've got a bunch of videos that we are going through on YouTube that is our most popular. So thank you for watching all of these videos. It's a big contribution to us, and we so do appreciate it. So I do want to do something though, because I did promise you earlier this month I would stay consistent with a chocolate video every time. So, I thought, why not try to stay consistent? So, I am going to spotlight myself. I've got the chocolate. As you know, there's SpongeBob right there in front of your eyes. So, the days that I've missed, well, last day I did it was December 7th. So, I've got the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and today, which is the 11th. So, I'll knock all of these out right now. So, ooh, looky here. So, we've got a picture of Squidward. Let me see if I can get to the camera here. So, there's Squidward right there. And I was informed the other day, though, because I was the crazy person who thought that the chocolate had to look like the picture. It's not supposed to. So I apologize on my part for that. That's my fault. Here's a look at what the candy looks like. It's kind of cool. It's a trumpet. I think it goes that way. Either way. Pretty cool right there. So that's chocolate number 1. Then we got day 9 right here for you. And if you're wondering, I'm trying to make today's stream very special. It is the day of the Army-Navy game. So that's our preview for today. Coming up at 11. So here is our next chocolate looking like a teddy bear. It's kind of cool. Right there. Okay. So let's see. That was 8 and 9, so now I got 10 to get to. And by the way, both of these chocolates 9 and 10 were both pictures of Patrick. It's a wreath, Christmas wreath. And then the last chocolate for today. Oh, looky here. Cupcake. So that's our chocolates for today. I will eat them off camera while I am going to tee up for you some more YouTube for you. And coming up, what I've got here for you, as you can see on your screen, is... Here you go. So, I see here in the comment section that Corey cannot hear it. Okay. So, I'll try to replay this video. I think my other video I've got ready for you, it's, basically, I think it should work. Let me just X out of that. Yeah, I'll X that out if it will let me. Here's the other video. I should have audio to that. Sorry for any, technical difficulties we have. I will try to get that fixed for you. I know that you, the viewers, deserve the best content possible, so I'll try to get that working. So, but for now, enjoy episode 3 of Teaching Moments, which was a series of college football comedy shows that we would do. So, here we go. Teaching Moments, episode 3, LSU.
This is Teaching Moments with Colton.
Hello! Today, on Teaching Moments with me, Colton, we'll be doing LSU. LSU is the defending national champions. And if you don't know, Joe Burrow is probably the best college football quarterback of all time. But if you ask me, the best college football quarterback of all time was Tua Tagovailoa. And then some dude went over there and smacked him in the hip, and now he's hurt. Well, Joe Burrow, his LSU Tigers-led team won the national championship. Next year, they're probably not even going to win but 3 games in my prediction. And let's look at the great book of football. Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. And that's all I have to say about that.
This has been Teaching Moments with Colton.
Alright, a little dose of comedy right there. So, I want to see, though, because I had asked in the chat if you... Okay, yes, you could hear. Okay, so that one works. Let's see about... I'm going to pull this one back up because you never got to hear it. So, let's give this one a try right now.
This is Teaching Moments with Colton.
Hello, welcome to Teaching Moments with me, Colton. And today we are doing Texas. Texas is, of course, the worst team ever, because Oklahoma beats them every year. But last year, Oklahoma got cheated out. And my great uncle, like he used to say, Boomer Sooner. Everyone thinks that Texas is the best, but Texas has this thing called hook'em. But hook'em doesn't make any sense. How are you gonna hook 'em? You know someone loud boy. That's all I want to say right now.
This has been Teaching Moments with Colton.
Go.
Hi, my name is Cooper Naylor, and these videos that have been posted just a second ago, they are part of our daily routine of posting videos to pump up the college football season, because we feel that college football should be watched and it is 150 years that we are celebrating college football. So, without a doubt, you can watch these videos and laugh all you want, because they are meant to be laughed at. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Oh, the good old days. Some of our first videos right there. That's from 2019, I believe. Yes, that's 2019. Oh my goodness, folks. That was fun. And you can look at these videos and see the change in the times, It's kind of like reminiscing on the good old days. So, I believe our next one coming up would be Teaching Moments Episode 1, Alabama version of this. Oh, this is going to be good. Trust me. As a Bama fan, I remember this one. This is a pretty good one. This one's pretty good. So, let me get it set up for you right here at the moment. So, there it is, being shown on your screen right now. Enjoy.
This is Teaching Moment with Colton.
Hello, this is Teacher Moment with me, Colton. And today I will tell you about Alabama. Probably the winners, but they lost because they were horrible. Because they faked a field goal, and that's stupid. Oh, and their rivals, Tennessee, they always lose because Alabama beats Tennessee every year, which is annoying to watch. And also, against Oklahoma, Nick Saban did this. Yeah, Nick Saban, the guy who stands at the sideline who's little and old and does this. And he rocks the headset. I don't think about you, but I think that headset has seen better days. You think so? And that's all I have to say today.
This has been Teaching Moment with Colton.
Goodbye.
Oh man, that was hilarious. And so right now, just for some fun to get some interaction here with you, the viewers, how about this? I want y'all to blow up the chat with which one of those three were your favorite. And I believe coming up next was the first video posted on our channel. So, as I will get that set up for you right now, take some time and try to answer. What do you think? Do you think number 1 is funny with Alabama? Do you think LSU was funny? Did you think Texas was funny? And we got 20 minutes until college football wraparound. So I'm getting this set here for you right at the moment for you to enjoy. But Corey has said all of them. Pal, there's only one thing I can say. You gotta choose one. So there is the first video we ever did. Now, I'm towards the left of your screen right now. Look at the difference just a few years makes. Man. It's fun to be reminiscing, people. Really is. Well, enjoy. And of course it says my take on the NBA All-Star Games. All-Star Game starters? Well, this is mine and Colton's take. So it's a little old, but it's a good one.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. And we're going to talk about the NBA All-Star Game, and I brought my brother Colton in for this video. So, the Western Conference, it looks like we got LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Steph Curry, and James Harden as the starters. And then for the Eastern Conference, it looks like we got Giannis, Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, and Kemba Walker. So, Colton, I had a question. Which one of those players are you not so fond of being in the All-Star game?
Um, Kimball Walker. That's all.
Yeah,
I don't like Kimball Walker.
but you could argue there are other players in the NBA. Yeah, Kemba Walker is a good player. I agree, but
I don't really
like
like
some
him.
of these sports guys on TV, like they've been talking about Bradley Beal and other players, and I think maybe Bradley Beal may have been a better choice for starter, but of course that was a good choice, and of course every like Kemba Walker's been putting up great numbers, so I think
I just
that's
don't
good.
like Kimball Walker.
Yes, and so but in the Western Conference, I think honestly, if you look at it, Paul George may have been a little.
Much.
That's the one that I'm kind of not so fond of, just because he's not been averaging as great as he was when he was at Indiana. But I think maybe you should have had Russell Westbrook in the starting lineup for the Western
I would have
Conference.
loved that better because I'm a Russell Westbrook fan. But really, I think they could have. Let me look at this again. They could have not like. I'm a big fan of James Harden, but no offense, but I kind of think they should have took James Harden and Paul George out and made the starting lineup like Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and maybe put Pau Gasol in at center or something. I'm a big fan of Pau Gasol.
But the thing is, LeBron's the best player. James Harden is playing like the best player this year, and last night he had a 61-point game and 15 rebounds at New York, which is crazy. And it I mean, if you look at it, Kobe Bryant was the only other player to go into the Madison Square Garden and score 60 points against them. So, I mean, James Harden, he's putting up historic numbers, and he scored 30 points in consecutive games, which is crazy. And so that will be the end of our video today. Leave a comment and
subscribe and
thumbs up. Leave a like. Thanks to my brother Colton for coming on the video today. And so that'll be it. Thank you for watching. Bye.
So that was, I believe, from 2019. So that's been a while. We are coming up 15 minutes till college football wraparound is on. So if you are waiting for college football wraparound, we are getting to it as soon as we can. But our next video coming up is a mini series we did last year that we hoped that you enjoyed. So, here it is.
will join me here in just a second, but we'll be right back after the opening credits.
Hello everybody, it's me, Colton, and you caught me at a swinging situation. You get it? Today we are doing a brand new segment we call Swinging with Colton, and this is basically when I give you life tips while I'm swinging and getting dizzy. So if I puke, do not throw up. And we're going to start the first tip. Never swing really fast while you're being filmed. Tip number 2. Never swing in front of a chicken coop. They get kind of crazy. And I'm talking about the chickens. And tip number 3. Never swing on a tire. Especially a real one. You get black all over you. Tip number 3. This is a football tip. Never go to a football game without a bag. Especially an Alabama game. Because it gets intense and you're going to drop all your stuff. Especially your autographed footballs. And tip number 4. Never, ever, ever, ever get your numbers mixed up. Because that was tip number 5. And tip number 6. And this is the final tip, and this is the best tip. Never, ever, 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 ever swing on a tree. And that's all for Swing with Colton. See you next time in a Swing and a Miss. Hello, welcome to the Bull Riding Extravaganza. I am your instructor, Mr. Bull, but you can call me Bull for short. This bull I am riding, his name is Michelota. Michelota is a bull name. Comment what your bull's name is. Another tip. Fly with the bull. Be one with the bull. The bull is happy. That is all that the bull does. If you want to be one with the bull, you got to be one with the bull. Fly with the bull. As if I was still the bull. Be one with the bull. That is all of my tips. Remember them and use them. Thank you.
This is Teaching Moments with Colton.
Hello, welcome to Teaching Moments with me, Colton. And today we're doing Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the single worst team ever. They were only good in the past. And their best player they ever had was Eli Manning. He was tired and he wasn't very good. Well, besides the year he won the Super Bowl, but that wasn't in college. The only other good player Ole Miss had was, I don't know. They have been terrible ever since ever. They got a good coach this year, and he, I believe, could help them if he tries. And that is all I have to say about that. Goodbye.
Here.
And with that, we have 9 minutes until college football wraparound starts. So this is the last time I'm breaking in to give you little update on what's going on. Colton is fixing to take my seat, and I'll go to the other side of our studio to bring you some great college football analysis. But first, before we do, Colton and Cooper's Comedy Show, Season 1, Episode 1. And let me tell you, this is a great video to finish our first hour of college football wraparound. On today, of course, it hasn't really been revolving around college football quite yet. Well, at 11 a.m., which is 9 minutes away, things are changing. We are focusing on college football. We have a whole line of stuff to talk about, including we're going to talk playoff. We are going to talk New Year's Six Bowls, and we're going to pick Army, Navy coming up today at 3 o'clock. And that is what's coming up here on Saber Broadcast Network. Hope you've enjoyed the first hour. This is a good way to start the day off, I think. So, without a doubt, Colton and Cooper's Comedy Show, Season 1, Episode 1, right now.
Hello everybody, I'm Cooper Naylor, and this is Colton and Cooper's Comedy Show. Colton will join me here in just a second, but we'll be right back after the opening credits.
Good and well. Hello. Welcome back.
This is Colton and Cooper's Comedy Show, and we are so happy to be presenting it to you, and this is our first edition of it. Of course, we'll be doing this every Tuesday night, so get ready for that. We are very excited to be bringing it to you. So, Colton, do you have some jokes for us? Because this is Colton's joke time.
Yes, I do. Why did a cat lick its butt?
I don't know.
Because it saw dogs doing it and thought, how hard could it be?
Wow. Real whopper of a joke. You got another one?
Actually, that's a wonderful segue into my next joke. Why did the king not eat the burger?
I don't know why.
Because it wasn't Burger King.
That's pretty good. Alright, Colton, how many more do you have? Because I know you have a bunch that you could tell.
Well, actually, I have a wonderful one next. Okay, what do you think Darth Vader's wife's name was?
I don't know.
bet you'll never guess. Ella. Elevator.
Ah, yeah. You have another one?
Yeah. Why did the cow milk the road?
I don't know.
Because there's only one milker left in town. A.
Hey.
And why did the Indian say how?
Don't know.
Because he meant to say, how you doing?
Ah.
That's all my jokes.
And you know what? Those were good jokes. And you know what's next? Teaching moments. And then that'll be the finish of our first edition of Colton and Cooper's Comedy Show. And also, I just wanted to say that it has been an honor to bring this to you.
Hello! Welcome to Teaching Moments with me, Colton. And today, we are doing Vanderbilt. Every year, they are Telugu. And I even have a hat to prove it. This hat was made last year. And guess what? They lose. They are the worst team, but they are better than LSU and Texas. And if you ask me, LSU would destroy Vanderbilt. And that is all I have to say about Vanderbilt. Now I will tell you about Clemson. Clemson wins basically every year, but when they lose, all the fans are upset and the Alabama fans are happy. And that is all I have to say about that. Good day.
With that, that ends our first hour. So, coming up next, we've got a lot to come. 3 minutes. See you at the top of the hour.
Alright. And with that, everybody, welcome to College Football Wraparound on this great day. It's December 11th, 2021, and let me tell you, there's a lot to get to in the college football world. And I just wanted to say that today is a very special day for our broadcast, of course, as you may have watched. If you've been here the whole entire hour that we've been live so far, you know that what we've done so far is play our most popular videos on YouTube right now. So thank you again if you have watched those videos multiple times before we just played them again for you. Thank you so very much. We are so grateful for all the support we get with our channel. And another way you can help continue to support us is by if you go to our homepage on YouTube, if you're on a laptop, you will see that our banner where it says Saber Broadcast Network, if you go to the bottom right of that, there's a link. That link goes to PC and More Gifts on Facebook, and that link will take you to PC and More Gifts. So what PC and More Gifts is, they do incredible crafts and they do incredible stuff for you. If you are a person that loves beautiful things, well, that is what you want. And let me tell you, they've done some great stuff. Us here at Saber Broadcast Network, we thank them a lot because you know what? Without them, where would our channel be? So, of course, they made a lot of merch for us, so we are so very thankful for them. So, that's enough of PC and More Gifts talk for right now. Let's go ahead. I want to talk about Oklahoma and Oregon to begin with. Or, you know what? How about I wait a second before I tell you that? Because I want to tell you what's on tap. So we're going to talk about Oklahoma, Oregon. We're going to talk about Ole Miss and Baylor, Ohio State, Utah, Oklahoma State, Notre Dame. Then we got our question and answers time at 11:27, which is about the midpoint of our show today. Then we would have Michigan State and Pitt, Alabama, Cincinnati, Michigan, Georgia, and then we're going to pick Army, Navy today as the only college football game on today in the FBS of Division I. In the FCS, currently, right now, North Dakota State is getting ready to kick off their game today. So, with that being said, I want to dive into this Oklahoma-Oregon game that I think is going to be really interesting here, folks. Now, if you're a person like me, you look at a game like this, and, of course, most of y'all know Mario Cristobal just recently left Oregon to take the Miami job. He, of course, played at Miami, and let's be honest, I mean, if you're looking at this from a lens of like 15 years ago, Miami that's the job you want, is Miami. Now, I don't think there's much of an emphasis on having that job, but he played there. It makes sense why he takes that job, because he played there. And, you remember Sunday I was talking about a mascot? Looky here, we got our mascot, Meowth. Meowth, say hi. Hi guys, I'm Meowth. Hope you have a good day. So that's Meowth right there here in studio. So that gives a couple of laughs right there. Colton, if anybody's commenting anything about anything funny about the cat, please show that on the screen because I want to see that. I think that's funny. Another thing I did earlier today was I ate the chocolate that I forgotten to. So, I hated that I let you wait on that, but I brought it back for you. Hope you're happy. So, right now, East Tennessee State is taking on North Dakota State in the FCS playoffs. It's the quarterfinals, and they are about to kick off. Literally just about to kick off. So, I'll keep you updated with that game because that's a big game in the FCS playoff picture. Of course, I'm kind of interested in that game too. So after this hour, I'm going to go off and, of course, watch this game and then watch Army Navy later today. So, back to Oklahoma, Oregon, though. Of course, like I said, Mario Cristobal has just left Oregon, and Lincoln Riley leaves Oklahoma for USC. So we're gonna have Bob Stoops and I don't remember the name of the guy who is the interim right now for Oregon. I don't remember if they've announced. So right now, if I could have maybe my producer, if he could get that information for me, that would be nice. So not my editor Colton, but my producer Corey, if he could get that information for me, that would be greatly appreciated. So, but again, the head coaches of these teams that we saw throughout the regular season, they're gone now. So, this is the Valero Alamo Bowl. I think this is an interesting game. You look at this, and Spencer Rattler's. I mean, you look at Oklahoma. So many people have transferred out. And now, you've got a bunch of issues regarding, like, now, and this is why I think, and I'm going to say this, early recruiting period, the early signing day, I think needs to be moved back, which the NCAA is discussing right now, moving it to early January. But in my opinion, I think it's stupid still because, you literally, although it gives you a little more time to find a head coach, you're still rushed. College football teams should not have to be rushed to find the perfect fit. Now, they need to do it where they have a head coach coming into the season. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I think the latest you should be waiting on finding a head coach would be about March. After March, I think you have got to try to get somebody. Now, in my opinion, I do think that, some of the hires we've seen have been really interesting to this point. And one I am still kind of skeptical of. I don't know if there's really any kind of skepticism right now. Because, coaches haven't coached yet, so we're still got to see what happens. But, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But Oklahoma and Oregon, in the transfer portal is wide open as well with this. I feel like there's just way too much that goes on in December. And think about this. A team that's going to a bowl game, the team literally has to worry about, recruiting, transfer portal, bowl game, next season. There's too much in December for these teams to have to be worrying about. And trust me, that's not easy having to go to recruiting trips and then having to come back and try to coach your team for a bowl game. So, early signing period should be, in my opinion, about March, I feel like would be a great start. Or maybe, you could make the February signing day the early signing period, and then you could have, March as another signing day. I just think that having it in December is an indictment on these teams because they don't have a chance to really, this makes for organizations and colleges to really think, okay, what's our main focus? It shouldn't be that way. We should all be doing what we can. So, it's really crazy just to see what's all going on in the landscape of college football. And as I can see right here, my star is not standing up the way I want it to. Goodness gracious. Folks, Christmas is coming, And, that makes me think. Christmas special is filmed and ready to go. December 24th, 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. It'll be about a 16-minute show, so don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. So let's turn our attention now to Ole Miss and Baylor. This is the All-State Sugar Bowl, the game that I honestly think, if you're going to have the two best bowl games in the cycle of the college football season, the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl are really the two most premier bowl games. These are the two games that, as a college football fan, you look at these and you're like, okay, these are the two bowl games I definitely have to watch. So, Ole Miss and Baylor, this is an interesting matchup. You got Matt Corral, he was a Heisman candidate at one time. He's not going to New York. Tonight, of course, is the Heisman Trophy ceremony. So we'll be talking about that next week. on college football wraparound. Of course, that's coming on next Saturday, December 18th at about 10 o'clock in the morning here Central Time. So, of course, at that time, the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl will be coming. So we'll recap the two games from the Bahamas Bowl and the Cure Bowl from the previous day, which would be Friday. And we'll preview all the games on next Saturday, and we will talk more. We'll talk about the Heisman as well. So those are 3 topics we're going to be talking about coming up. So, that's next week, though. So, you look at Ole Miss and Baylor. Baylor is a lockdown defense. Ole Miss, incredible offense. Of course, here's the thing. What does Ole Miss's offense look like without Jeff Lebby as their OC? Because remember, Jeff Lebby's going to be going to Oklahoma. So, you look at this game with Ole Miss and Baylor. I really do think this is going to be one of those games where defense could control the pace. I do think Ole Miss is going to end up winning the game in the end because, I mean, Ole Miss, if you've watched them all season, I think the only game they really, I mean, there's a couple of games I think they really looked bad. I mean, looking at Alabama and Auburn, those are their 2 losses. Those are 2 games they looked bad. So, for Ole Miss, I think that you look at this game against Baylor, I think that in this game, as long as Ole Miss gets about 35 points, I think they're going to win the game. I think that's the main thing. You get 35 points and you've got a game. You got a win right there. So, of course, it's interesting just to see a great defense against a great offense in this game for the Sugar Bowl. You couldn't have asked for a better matchup. And you know what? You know the SEC is super deep when you've got the 3rd best team from the SEC representing you in the Sugar Bowl, and Baylor is the Big 12 champion right here. So you've got a number 1 team in one conference against a number 3. And I'm saying that number 3 team in that other conference is going to win this game. So, Colton's got right here. Remember, Cooper's mascot, Meowth, is not responsible for any nightmares. Do not cancel us, please. I gotta get a drink of water there for a second. And I do want to tell my editor, Colton, he did not spell Meowth right, because he's got an F at the end. It's supposed to be a TH right there. So, that is a grammatical issue right there, and he's coming on to say
Do not cancel me.
Do not cancel him, folks. He did not do anything to be canceled for. So, of course, please comment below. What do you think about, I want your opinion, though. Do you think my argument about Ole Miss and Baylor is correct, or do you think that I am plain stupid? And, of course, my editor, Colton, is still messing with my Christmas tree. I don't understand why he keeps messing with my Christmas tree. Alright. So, I'm going to take a couple minutes for you to let, hold that thought, actually, about the question and answer time. That's coming up in about 12 minutes, but I got to shift now to the Rose Bowl game between Ohio State and Utah. This is a game I cannot wait for. This is a good game, I think. You've got Ohio State, who at one time during the season where we were thinking, this is the best offense in college football. How could this offense be stopped of reaching the playoff? They got to number 2 in the country, and everybody was like, okay, all they got to do is beat Michigan, and they're in. I mean, simple enough. Go, win out, and you're in the playoff. Get to the Big Ten championship game, beat either Wisconsin or Minnesota or Iowa, and go to the playoff. It's just that simple for Ohio State. Because if they would have won out, then they're in. Well, they get beat to Michigan, at Michigan 42-27, and really Michigan manhandled Ohio State that whole game. I mean, you look at the points that Ohio State put up, 27, they were manhandled by Michigan. I mean, there was no doubt in my mind that Ohio State had lost the game. So, here's the question. Utah has been looking dominant these last few weeks. I mean, they had a couple stumbles right there at the beginning of the season. But now, they look like, okay, if they wouldn't have stumbled, this is a team we could have been talking about maybe being a national champion. So, you get to now with the Rose Bowl. You got the Pac-12 champion in Utah. You've got Ohio State, who again did not make the Big Ten championship game for a Rose Bowl that's going to be really interesting. And Colton is right now, he's got our mascot Meowth. Say hi again. Hi guys, how you doing? Hey, yeah. He's got to go. So, of course, that's part of our comedy. If Cooper's mascot should be fired, comment meow. Really? I think the mascot's fine, Colton. How about you put your microphone on and give me a little response to that? Because you know what? I don't think he should be fired.
Free Willy.
Free Willy? What is... I don't understand anymore. What has Free Willy got anything to do with this, anybody?
Mere free Britney. Free meow.
Free... Oh my gosh. Okay. Well... So I think you're going to see what is the premise of our show for next year. When we come back next year, it's going to be a comedy-centered college football pregame show that interacts with the viewers. It's going to be awesome, I think. We're actually, and like I said, this year was kind of like a testing year, see what happens. You know, and I think that you, the viewers, really have enjoyed this. So we've got a couple more college football wraparounds, of course. We've got next Saturday. Then we'll take a week off because on Christmas Eve, it's the Christmas special. Then Friday, December 31st, we are back getting you ready for the college football playoff. Then right after that, we coming live January 10th. We'll have at 5:30, have a 1-hour college football pregame show, college football wraparound. And then after that, we will, at 7 o'clock, I and Rusty Casper will be broadcasting the 2022 CFP National Championship game live here on Saber Broadcast Network for you, the viewers, to enjoy. And I will say that this year's studio has been great. We are right now determining here at Saber Broadcast Network between maybe having a new studio or keeping the same studio for now. We will see, but of course it's been incredible to see you, the viewers, enjoying our show. So, let's do I do want to finish though. Ohio State and Utah, it's going to be incredible. This is going to be like Ole Miss and Baylor. Utah is going to control the defensive side of things. Ohio State is the offense. The question is, which team is going to win this game? And I think Ohio State probably wins this game with its offense. Because what you've seen the last few years, offenses are beating defenses. So, it's time to turn now to Oklahoma State and Notre Dame. This is an interesting game. I mean, you got an Oklahoma State team who, if they could score, they were 1 inch short of maybe knocking Cincinnati out of contention for the playoff. And, folks, Cincinnati beating Notre Dame, Notre Dame didn't have a chance after that because Cincinnati went undefeated, and there's no way Notre Dame would have skipped them at that point. Now, I mean, I've got to be honest here. And I told you, the viewers, and you've got it recorded on video, live, with here on Saber Broadcast Network. I said, watch Notre Dame jump Cincinnati. Watch Notre Dame jump Cincinnati. And I kept saying that until the committee finally put Cincinnati in the top 4. And you know what? I was wrong at that point. Cincinnati won out, and they're the first group of 5 team to get in. And I think, and like they've done, these are the top 4 teams. These are the best 4 teams. And I've got more also coming up later next week. I've also got some predictions for you as to what I think will be the 25 best teams. Way too early to tell you. Well, it's way too early to really speculate on that kind of stuff. But, you know, why not? Here at Saber Broadcast Network, we're all about entertainment and bringing you the best content we can. Why not? Why not? You know? So, Oklahoma State, Notre Dame. Oklahoma State is 1 inch short from being Big 12 champions, going to the college football playoff, and they can't get in the end zone. This is a game where it's really going to come down to, I think, Oklahoma State's offense against Notre Dame's offense. Notre Dame down the stretch, even though they really didn't play anybody down the stretch of the season after losing to Cincinnati. I mean, really, if you look at it, they played their best football. They looked like a good team. So you look at Oklahoma State and Notre Dame, and you say, what is going to give in this game? Well, I think there's going to be a couple things. One, there's going to have to be a new shift in Notre Dame now that Marcus Freeman's the head coach, because Brian Kelly left for LSU, and of course, well, let's just say Brian Kelly and LSU, that's going to be a interesting situation, trust me. Because Brian Kelly was known for being a serious football coach. Well, I think now that he's at LSU, there's going to be a lot more comical moments with Brian Kelly at LSU. But getting back to this game, I think there's going to be a huge way of saying there's going to have to be some situating with Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman's never been a head coach. Do we know what's going to happen? And I think Notre Dame has that with, we have a new head coach. But also, I think for Oklahoma State, I mean, this was the year, and you missed out on the playoff. Now, I think what you got was maybe a shift of, this is what the Big 12 is going to look like in the future. Oklahoma State and Baylor are going to be the powerhouses of this conference now. They're going to take over and make this conference actually look like a good conference. You looked at Oklahoma and Texas. Since announcing that they were going to the SEC, Oklahoma is 10-2, which, I mean, that's still a good team. That's still a really good football team. But Texas? 5-7, folks. 5-7 for Texas. Now, you can tell me all day, Steve Sarkisian is in his first year. But there's going to have to be a lot fixed for Texas. So going back to this game, Oklahoma State and Notre Dame, what's going to have to give is which defense is actually going to show up. Oklahoma State has had a great defense. I think Oklahoma State will win this game. I think they're better than Notre Dame. Of course, I'll be predicting these games later on next week during College Football Wraparound next week. So we will see you then with those predictions. And now, for the time that every person that watches College Football Wraparound loves to do, it's time for YouTube's version of like a radio show when you can call in and ask questions to the host about what they think about the topic. Well, this is YouTube's way, and it's called Q&A time. And folks, I'm ready for your questions. Trust me, I am ready. Let's go. Give me some questions right here, right now. I'm enjoying this. Colton is giving me an honorary Tostitos tortilla chip. Yeehaw, boys. All right. As we wait for question time, what in the world is Colton doing with the ticker?
I'm tickering you off.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This bottle of water, I am not sponsored to be in the lightest right here. I'm not sponsored by this water right here. It's just Lucky H2O trying to clear my throat. It's been kind of a fun morning so far. Came live at 10 o'clock, gave you, us together, talked about, well, our show ends at 12 o'clock today, so, Mayor Colton was trying to tell me something. But, wow. No questions so far? Or do we have any questions, Colton? Not so far. Wow. This is new. No questions? Really? It's crazy. Also, I think for the show, I am going to be, grabbing a clock to put here. Because, Colton, I'm going to be honest. It's kind of hard keeping up with the time whenever on my monitor here with my rundown of my schedule is 3 minutes ahead, so it's kind of hard keeping up with what time it actually is. So
Chat's messed up.
Chat's messed up.
Yeah, I just sent some things in. So just get it.
Okay. So chat is not working right now. So I'll see what Colton can do to try to fix these issues. Of course, we have been live for an hour and a half this morning. So, of course, we are here in Hartsville, Alabama. So, if you're in the southeast, this morning was lots of rain, and I heard the Midwest has gotten hit pretty hard this morning with storms and into last night as well. So our prayers go out to all those people in Kentucky and Missouri and Arkansas who have succumbed from injuries from the storms late last night into this morning. So prayers go out to them, of course. Kind of a nasty day outside for us here in Hartsville, Alabama. And praise the Lord that it didn't get too bad here. But, of course, there were people that were deeply affected by these storms this morning. So, of course, our prayers will go out to them as we hope that all of their families get well and hope they are all going to be fine. So, the chat is messed up for right now. Of course, my editor Colton and producer Corey are working to fix the issue. I'll come back to Q&A time soon. Let's just go ahead and talk about Michigan State and Pitt. This is a fun game, in my opinion. This is a really fun game. And I do want to let my editor Colton know that I am changing one of our TVs in here where we watch a lot of action with sports events and all, that I am going to be changing the station here right now. So I don't know. I'm going to try to find some college basketball for him to watch. Hopefully I can find some great college basketball. I did see where at about, I believe it's at, 12 o'clock UCLA and UConn are coming on ABC later. So, of course, try to get that set up for our screen in here. So, just doing that. All right, so Michigan State and Pitt. You got Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh, who is going to New York tonight. He'll be there, of course, 7 o'clock, Heisman ceremony, and that will be interesting to watch. I'll be watching that. Of course, oh, goodness. Either way, I want to say, though, that this is going to be a guaranteed Pitt win, but I don't want to say that either, because I think Michigan State's a good football team, too. I mean, you've got two guys who are Heisman finalists. You got Kenny Pickett and Kenneth Walker the third. Running back Kenneth Walker the third at Michigan State. Quarterback Kenny Pickett at Pitt. This is an interesting game because you're going to have Kenny Pickett, who's going to be throwing it to Jordan Addison all game long. And also, as another announcement, Michigan State and Pitt, that'll be Thursday, December 30th. We will be broadcasting that here live on Saber Broadcast Network. I'll be doing that. Still kind of TBD for the analyst for that game. I'll be, kind of reaching out to friends, see what will happen with that. Of course, so Michigan State and Pitt is going to be here live. Of course, all of the game broadcasts we do here will be a radio style broadcast. So, what I want you to do is that when you go to watch this, I want you to know it is not going to be a TV broadcast where you can see what's happening. That's not what this is. This is a radio broadcast. So I want you to do, on one screen, I want you to have the game pulled up. On the other screen, I want you to have our broadcast of the game going live. Now I know that it's kind of is terrible because we don't show the action on the field, but we have action in our voices. So I'll be the play-by-play announcer for you, and I will give you the best rundown I can give you. So, again, Michigan State and Pitt live on Saber Broadcast Network, Thursday, December 30th. And it should be about 7 Eastern Time, about 6 o'clock here in Hartsville, Alabama at our studios. So, you don't want to miss this. Okay. So, I do want to ask my editor, Colton, how is it coming with the chat? Is the chat fixed or no? It is not. Okay. We will try to get your questions. Of course, we will see about your questions a little bit later. Of course, Michigan State and Pitt, I think this is going to be coming down to what defense can stop which offense. And honestly, I think this is going to be a game where which Heisman finalist is going to look better. You know what? I think it's going to be Kenny Pickett and Pitt. I think Pitt's going to get the win. I think Kenny Pickett's going to throw for a whole heck of yards. And I think Jordan Addison is one of the best receivers in the game. So, of course, we'll see what happens with Michigan State and Pitt, but it's going to be an interesting game. All right, so my editor Colton is working on the chat situation right now. So kind of going through my list of scheduled things that I've got so far. Of course, Alabama-Cincinnati is going to be a big game in itself. I'll talk about that in a couple minutes. Of course, Michigan, Georgia, I'll be talking about here in a couple minutes. So, I think one thing I do want to mention though is that if you were not here earlier in the stream today, I do want to mention after this is over, you can go back and rewatch the whole stream. It'll be there for you, nothing taken out, but you'll see that so you will see that I've got all of the most popular videos. I played them this morning, so if you are a person who is looking to enjoy some great comedy videos, and I actually have one interview that really has gotten a lot of views. You can go back and watch all that. Of course, we had one technical difficulty early this morning with it, but of course, got that situated, and I ran the stream this morning for you. So it's the first time in a couple weeks I've done that. So I do think you will enjoy going back and rewatching everything we've seen so far today in today's stream. Of course, we are so thankful you have joined us today. But let's get to Alabama and Cincinnati though. You're looking at Alabama, who people were just bashing them because of, Alabama wasn't looking like Alabama. So, and me as a person, I've got to admit when I'm wrong, and I was really wrong about Bama Cincinnati. Really wrong. And so, my editor just kind of gave me a little remark, like, not the only thing you got wrong. So, yeah, also, I want to correct a mistake I made.
No, let me say.
Okay, Colton, my editor, is coming on to tell you my mistake.
Cooper said Georgia would beat Alabama 59-0. It was at that moment he knew he messed up.
Yes, I did. Yep, and folks, I paid a price. And I'm willing that if...
I was right, you were wrong. Haha.
What I was about to say is, I am willing to, I'm willing after this to maybe film film a video of me basically saying that Corey, my producer, you were right. I was wrong. Sorry. I should have trusted Bama more than I did. So, but I didn't. So that's on me. Of course, there's been a lot of funny stuff going on, and my predictions. I gotta tell you, folks, that I'm not pleased with my predictions. I don't know if I really studied enough to really give intelligent predictions, because I'd give you predictions on Saturdays, and I'd come back on Tuesday, and it was a piece of garbage. And folks, this year has been great for college football wraparound, but I'm telling you, my predictions were awful. So, if you look at Bama Cincinnati, the only thing I'm going to say about it is I think Bama's going to win this, and I think Bama's going to go on to win the national championship game. But, Cincinnati, they're going to come play. They're going to come and play their best game. So, with that being said, I think Bama cruises to the national championship. They win it against Michigan. And I think this game is going to be about Bryce Young, because I think he's probably going to win the Heisman tonight. So I think it's going to be all on Bryce Young. And the big question about Alabama right now is, how are they going to play without John Mechie, the best best wide receiver that blocks? He's the best blocker as a wide receiver, John Mechie is. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But let's go back to I'm going to talk about Michigan and Georgia, and then I'm going to get and this is a thing I'm going to have next year also. We're going to have a segment with Colton, my editor, called Oklahoma Expert. So, we'll see what he does. We'll see what he says about Oklahoma. Because I bet he's got a lot of things to say about Oklahoma. So, I really think he wants to speak his mind out about Lincoln Riley, though. Because I tell you, he thinks Lincoln Riley's a traitor, people.
Okay, first, Lincoln Riley is not the only traitor. Cooper, you are a traitor.
Why?
Because I did not agree to this.
Okay,
This might get really disrespectful really quick.
But do you mind? I mean, you are the Oklahoma expert.
Okay, Lincoln Riley is a bad sausage.
You're not muted anymore. You're still unmuted. People can still hear you. If you want to rant, I'm okay with it. If you want to praise Bob Stoops, go ahead. If you want to praise Brent Venables, go ahead. If you want to dog out Lincoln Riley,
Lincoln Riley is a bad sausage. He deserved to have been fired.
Alex Grinch, you can dog them out. I'm okay with it. Look, because I'm kind of on your side because I think Lincoln Riley's a traitor.
Grinch is a mean one.
Okay. There's your Oklahoma expert. He still has not muted his mic right now. We all love him. Oklahoma expert, people. Yeah. So, my editor Colton got a lot to say, people, in only a short amount of time. Because he only gets about 6 minutes worth of segment to talk about Oklahoma. And folks, when he gets going, that train keeps going and going and going. If I could do my best analogy here, when a train gets to a place where it is going fast, and so fast, it never stops. So folks, as a reminder when you're driving, don't dare run under the barricades of a guardrail of when the train is coming. Because that train is so fast, it doesn't stop. How about another cat, though? My other cat, Gilligan. Gilligan, you're making your first appearance. How you feel? Well, I feel tired. Really tired. Really, really tired. And here comes Meowth as well. And these two cats are brothers because I love them both. They're both my little kitties. So, there they are. Gilligan was actually asleep. And I believe Meowth was kind of walking around. So, our two mascots, please comment below if you really like it. Of course, the chat, I don't know if it's fixed or not at this point. But, this has been a fun stream, people. And here comes one last cat that is kind of mean. She's a mean one. Mrs. Grinch. She really is a hill. She don't like me doing this. And now she wants to leave. Oh, yes. Well, okay. So, Q&A time, I'm probably going to have to postpone that till our next stream, which will be next Saturday. Of course, as during the week, I will look again and see about that. Alabama-Cincinnati. I predicted Alabama's going to win that game because Alabama's offense is going to be too good for Cincinnati's defense. And there's another cat going crazy. My editor, Colton, is just basically going to bring every single cat that we own in this house and going to bring them. They're good cats. They're good cats indeed. So, I really would like, though, my editor to quit bringing the cats, because if he were to drop that on our computer, then we may lose you, or we may put something on there that we don't want put on there because a cat hits the computer, and, stuff may happen that we don't know what will happen. Because, you know what? Cats are these creatures that if they start getting on a computer, they're not getting off, folks. So, Michigan and Georgia. I think Georgia's defense is going to play really good in this game. But Michigan's offense, oh my. Michigan's offense is going to be too good. So Michigan's going to win the game. So we are coming on closer and closer to the top of the hour at 12 o'clock. Colton wants me to be a cowboy right now. A cowboy, and then he's got the Grinch.
Oh, wait, that's copyrighted. Give back.
Copyrighted. Well, I've been doing the SpongeBob thing for a while now, so I think it's fine. Of course, please remember we are not sponsored by the Grinch or Justin Cowboy Hats or SpongeBob. We're not sponsored by anybody except PC More Gifts. And like I said during the stream, that PC More Gifts is your destination for all your Christmas needs, because they are amazing, 100% amazing. Check them out. Of course, if you have gotten some of their stuff, you know they're incredible. So, what I want you to do is, if you have Christmas needs, all you have to do, go to our channel. You can either look for the link on the banner on our channel, or you go to the About, and you'll see where the link is there. So, with that, today is going to conclude our live stream for the day. Or, you know what? I just forgot. I got to pick Army-Navy. Army's going to be playing in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl against Missouri. And it's going to be an interesting game. So, Army's got bowl season aspirations. Navy, not so much. They're 3-8. So, kind of waiting to see what happens with them. But, if I'm going to pick a winner, though, I'm going Army all day. Go Army, beat Navy. That's today's pick. So, to close us out today, remember to like and subscribe. Of course, go look. I've got the trailer for the Christmas special will be coming out sometime this week. So, keep your eye on that. And I do want to say, we had a schedule release video. Live stream that we had planned. We forgot about it. We wanted to apologize for that because we had it scheduled for a while, and then the day came and we never did it. So I want to apologize for that. That's completely on me. Of course, as you know, I am the guy who runs things here at Saber Broadcast Network. So, from the bottom of our hearts, we are so sorry that we messed that up. Of course, this is not the first time that we have promised something and we've not followed through with this. And here at Saber Broadcast Network, we are trying to be better on that side of things. So, it's okay. You can put in the chat, you can tell us what we've done wrong. Just please, we don't want any kind of cussing in there, because there's no need in cussing. If you could just tell us simply, hey, you had a video, you didn't do it, wondering why you didn't, that's all we want. So, again, thanks for joining us today. We are coming back soon, so we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.